Ooh, an American couple.
Well, it's day 2 on our little mini vacation, and as always, I made bacon and burnt it as always. Trying to get the rest of the crew up and out of here so we can get over to the spring early enough, beat the crowds, get in a kayak, get out in the river, get down to Poe Springs, turn around, get back. So it's going to be a pretty full day if I can get everybody out of bed.
What?
We are at Gilcrest Blue Springs, just outside of High Springs, Florida. We came here a couple years ago for one of our trips as well, and we're coming back this summer because the county has taken this park over. It's a little different than it used to be. It used to be a privately run park, but it looks like it's going to be actually a pretty good day. There's not as many people here at this time as we were here before. So Gilcrest Blue Springs actually is made up of 2 different springs. It's the main spring that's back there, and then there's a smaller spring that we're going to walk back to. It's not part of the main swimming area. Interestingly enough, last 2 years ago when Jane and I were here, this spring opened up that year. This is a fairly new spring to the park, so it's not as big, but it goes all the way out to the river as well. And if you're doing goofy stuff behind me,
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Well, it's 8:30 in the morning, and we got here kind of early to go ahead and try to rent 2 kayaks because we were told that it does fill up kind of quickly. So by the time I got up there, I was the 11th person in line, and there were only 2 kayaks left, and they only had 2 kayak paddles and 2 regular paddles.
All right, we've been paddling for at least an hour, right?
We're about an hour.
And we still haven't found the spring.
Upstream.
Upstream, the whole way.
freezing to death in the middle of summer.
I'm dying.
So we're going against the current here. We're still about 30 minutes outside of Poe Springs. So the paddle up is going to be a little more difficult, obviously, than the paddle back.
Yeah.
All right. After an hour and a half of paddling, we have made it all the way to the spring at Poe Springs.
And here we are.
Although there's some people out by the river, there's nobody inside the spring at all.
This is awesome.
We literally, going back to where the spring is, we are all by ourselves.
Put it back in.
Jane's having a little problem with water in her ears, so.
It keeps making I can't hear.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. You ready?
Let's go. Such a bad. We need to get going. Yep. Last in, last out. So the beautiful mist has turned into a gentle rain, which is starting to get heavier and heavier. We're going with the current back up to Gilcrest Blue Springs, and hopefully it's only 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Hopefully about a 30-minute paddle going with the current, and hopefully we'll get there before the thunderstorm starts. The transition of the water from the river to the spring goes from water that looks like iced tea to crystal clear. That's it. Quiet back here, much more serene. The water temperature is typically 72 degrees all year round, and Brian says it's a -3 right now.
It's probably like 4 degrees. It is so cold. This is so bad, man. This is so bad. I can't do it, dude.
Jane and I are trying out our wetsuits for the first time today because last time we were here we absolutely froze. But most of the locals here don't seem to mind.
Oh, yeah. I want to go back to the ocean where it's like 80 degrees.
Brian is obviously not a local.
This is so cold.
If you ever feel like you might need someone to remind you who still believes, don't forget I'm not so far from home. Don't forget I'm not so far from home. 'Cause when it's you, my heart feels it too. Hold on, I'm coming through. Just call, just call, just call.
A couple minutes ago, Brian and Olivia just picked up a big log way down over there, and this older couple, well, yeah, mussels, and this older couple saw them, and from a distance they went, look, there's an alligator. They're playing with an alligator. So they actually went down to see what they were doing.
Crikey. Hey, Gilchrist Blue Spring. We've got the biggest log alligators you'll ever see. Crikey.
Feel like you might